Hello and welcome to this video on the history of gaming consoles and arcade machines. Today we'll be diving into the early days of video gaming and the people behind some of the most successful gaming platforms of all time. Introduction. Video games have become a ubiquitous part of modern culture. They are enjoyed by millions of people worldwide and have become a multi-billion-dollar industry. However, it was not always this way. Video games had a humble beginning, and their evolution has been a fascinating journey. In this video we will take a deep dive into the history of video games, their creators, and their most successful games. Chapter 1. The Beginning. The first video game was created in 1958 by a physicist named William Higginbotham. The game was called Tennis for Two and was played on an oscilloscope. However, it was not until the 1970s that video games became commercially available. The first commercially successful game was Pong, created by Atari in 1972. Pong was a simple game that simulated table tennis, but it was a huge hit and sold over 19,000 arcade cabinets. Chapter 2. The Rise of Home Consoles. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, video game consoles became popular for home use. One of the most successful consoles of this era was the Atari 2600, which was released in 1977. The Atari 2600 was the first console to use interchangeable cartridges, allowing for a wide variety of games to be played on a single device. Some of the most popular games for the Atari 2600 included Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and Pitfall. Another successful console from this era was the Nintendo Entertainment System (NES), which was released in 1985. The NES was responsible for popularizing some of the most iconic video game characters, including Mario and Zelda. Some of the most successful games for the NES included Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and Metroid. Chapter 3. The 16-bit era. In the early 1990s, a new generation of consoles emerged, with 16-bit processors that allowed for more advanced graphics and gameplay. One of the most successful consoles of this era was the Sega Genesis, which was released in 1989. The Genesis was known for its fast-paced action games including Sonic the Hedgehog and Streets of Rage. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System (SNES), released in 1990, was another successful console from this era. Some of the most successful games for the SNES included Super Mario World, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and Donkey Kong Country. Chapter 4. The 3D Revolution. In the mid-1990s, a new generation of consoles emerged that featured 3D graphics and gameplay. The Sony PlayStation was released in 1994, and quickly became a popular console for its advanced graphics and expansive library of games. Some of the most successful games for the PlayStation included Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, and Crash Bandicoot. The Nintendo 64, released in 1996, was another successful console from this era. The N64 was known for its innovative 3D games, including Super Mario 64, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and GoldenEye 007. Chapter 5. The Modern Era. In the early 2000s, video games continued to evolve, with improved graphics, online capabilities, and more immersive gameplay. One of the most successful consoles of this era was the PlayStation 2, which was released in 2000. The PlayStation 2 was the best-selling console of all time, with over 155 million units sold. Some of the most successful games for the PlayStation 2 included Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, God of War, and Shadow of the Colossus. Another successful console from this era was the Xbox 360, which was released in 2005. The Xbox 360 introduced online gaming and social networking features, and was known for its exclusive titles such as Halo 3, Gears of War, and Mass Effect. The PlayStation 3, released in 2006, also featured online capabilities and Blu-ray support. Some of the most successful games for the PlayStation 3 included The Last of Us, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, and Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. In recent years, the focus has shifted to mobile gaming, with the rise of smartphones and tablets. Games like Angry Birds, Candy Crush, and Pokémon Go have become some of the most popular and successful games in history, with millions of downloads and billions of dollars in revenue. Chapter 6. The most successful and iconic games. Now let's take a look at some of the most successful video games of all time, starting with the earliest ones. Pong. Atari 1972, created by Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney, Pong was the first commercially successful video game. It was a simple table tennis game that was played on an arcade machine. Space Invaders. Taito 1978. This game involved shooting aliens as they moved across the screen. It was hugely popular and helped to establish the video game industry. Pac-Man. Namco 1980. Pac-Man is one of the most iconic video games of all time. The game involved guiding Pac-Man through a maze while he ate pellets and avoided ghosts. Donkey Kong. Nintendo 1981, created by Shigeru Miyamoto, Donkey Kong was a platform game that featured a character named Mario. It was a huge success and helped to establish Nintendo as a major player in the video game industry. Super Mario Bros. Nintendo 1985 Super Mario Bros. Is one of the most successful video games of all time. It is a platform game that features Mario and his brother Luigi as they try to rescue Princess Toadstool from the evil Bowser. The Legend of Zelda. Nintendo 1986. The Legend of Zelda is a classic adventure game that was created by Shigeru Miyamoto. It is set in a fantasy world and features a hero named Link who must rescue Princess Zelda. Sonic the Hedgehog. Sega 1991. Sonic the Hedgehog is a platform game that features a character named Sonic. The game was a huge success and helped to establish Sega as a major player in the video game industry. Street Fighter II. Capcom 1991. Street Fighter II is a classic fighting game that features a variety of characters with unique fighting styles. Mortal Kombat. Midway 1992. Mortal Kombat is another classic fighting game that features violent finishing moves called fatalities. Doom. ID Software 1993. Doom is a first-person shooter game that was a huge success on PCs. It was known for its fast-paced gameplay and impressive graphics. Myst. Sign 1993. Myst is a puzzle game that was known for its beautiful graphics and immersive atmosphere. Super Mario 64. Nintendo 1996. Super Mario 64 is a 3D platform game that was one of the launch titles for the Nintendo 64 console. It was a huge success and helped to establish 3D platform games as a popular genre. Tomb Raider. Core Design 1996. Tomb Raider is an action-adventure game that features the character Lara Croft. It was a huge success and helped to establish female characters as leads in video games. Pokémon Red and Blue. Game Freak. 1996. Pokémon Red and Blue are role-playing games that feature the capture and training of creatures called Pokémon. The game was a huge success and spawned a popular franchise. Half-Life. Valve 1998. Half-Life is a first-person shooter game that was known for its engaging storyline and impressive graphics. Grand Theft Auto 3. Rockstar North 2001. Grand Theft Auto 3 is an open-world game that allowed players to explore a vast city and engage in various criminal activities. It was a controversial game but also a huge success. Halo Combat Evolved. Bungie 2001. Halo Combat Evolved is a first-person shooter game that was a launch title for the Xbox console. It was known for its impressive graphics and engaging gameplay. World of Warcraft. Blizzard Entertainment 2004. World of Warcraft is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game MMORPG that has been incredibly successful and has a large and dedicated player base. Minecraft. Mojang 2011, Minecraft is a sandbox game that allows players to build and explore a virtual world made of blocks. It has been incredibly successful and has become a cultural phenomenon. Fortnite. Epic Games 2017, Fortnite is a battle royale game that has become incredibly popular in recent years. It features a unique building mechanic and has a large esports following. These are just a few of the most successful video games of all time, but there are countless others that have had a significant impact on the industry. From the early days of arcade games to the current generation of consoles and PC gaming, video games have come a long way in a relatively short amount of time. Chapter 7. The Creators. Behind every successful game is a team of talented developers and designers. Some of the most influential creators in the history of video games include Shigeru Miyamoto. Shigeru Miyamoto is a Japanese video game designer and producer, best known for creating some of the most iconic games in the industry, including Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and Donkey Kong. Miyamoto began his career at Nintendo in 1977 and has remained with the company ever since. Miyamoto is known for his hands-on approach to game development, often working directly with the development team to create and refine gameplay mechanics. He is also known for his focus on creating games that are accessible and enjoyable for players of all skill levels. Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima is a Japanese video game designer, writer, and director, best known for his work on the Metal Gear Solid series. Kojima began his career at Konami in 1986 and remained with the company until his departure in 2015. The Metal Gear Solid series, which first debuted in 1998, has been highly acclaimed for its cinematic storytelling, complex characters, and stealth-based gameplay. Kojima is also known for his innovative use of technology in game development, including the use of motion capture and facial recognition. Sid Meier. Meier is an American game designer and programmer, best known for designing strategy games such as Civilization and Railroad Tycoon. He co-founded Microprose in 1982, which was later acquired by Spectrum Holobyte in 1993. Meier has received numerous awards for his contributions to the gaming industry, including induction into the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame in 1999. One of his most notable games is Civilization, which was first released in 1991. Civilization is a turn-based strategy game where players build and manage their own civilization from the ground up. The game has since become a classic and has been updated and re-released numerous times over the years, with Civilization 6 being the most recent iteration. John Carmack. John Carmack is an American video game programmer and co-founder of ID Software, which is known for its influential first-person shooter games such as Doom and Quake. Carmack's programming skills were instrumental in the development of these games, which are considered classics in the genre. Carmack is also known for his contributions to the development of game engines, including the ID Tech engine that powered many of ID Software's games. In 2013, Carmack joined Oculus VR as their Chief Technology Officer, where he continued to work on the development of virtual reality technology. John Romero. John Romero is an American game designer and programmer who co-founded ID Software, one of the most influential game development companies of the 1990s. Romero is best known for his work on the first-person shooter games Doom and Quake, which were groundbreaking in terms of their graphics, level design, and multiplayer modes. Will Wright. Wright is an American video game designer and co-founder of Maxis, which was later acquired by Electronic Arts. Wright is best known for creating the popular simulation game series The Sims, which has sold over 200 million copies worldwide since its initial release in 2000. Wright's earlier work includes the creation of SimCity in 1989, which is a city-building simulation game that has been praised for its complex gameplay and its impact on the gaming industry. In 2007, Wright was awarded the first-ever Gamer's Choice Award for his contributions to the gaming industry. Tim Schafer. Schafer is the founder of Double Fine Productions, and the creator of classic adventure games like Grim Fandango and Day of the Tentacle. His games are known for their witty writing, unique characters, and imaginative worlds. Yu Suzuki. Suzuki is a Japanese game designer who has worked on a number of influential titles over the years, including Virtua Fighter, Shenmue, and Outrun. His games are known for their cutting-edge graphics and innovative gameplay mechanics. Warren Spector. Spector is a game designer and producer who has worked on a number of classic games including Deus Ex and System Shock. His games are known for their immersive storytelling and deep, complex gameplay mechanics. Richard Garriott. Richard Garriott is an American game developer and entrepreneur who co-founded Origin Systems, one of the most successful video game companies of the 1980s and 1990s. Garriott is best known for creating the Ultima series of role-playing games, which were hugely popular in the 1980s and 1990s. He also founded Destination Games, which was later acquired by NSoft, and developed the game Tabula Rasa. Peter Molyneux. Molyneux is the founder of Lionhead Studios and the creator of influential games like Populous, Black and White, and Fable. His games are known for their ambitious scope and innovative gameplay mechanics, although Molyneux has also been criticized for overpromising and under-delivering on certain features. David Cage. Cage is the founder of Quantic Dream and the creator of games like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit: Become Human. His games are known for their cinematic storytelling and emotional impact, as well as their use of motion capture technology. Gabe Newell. Gabe Newell is an American entrepreneur and co-founder of Valve Corporation, a game development and digital distribution company. Newell was instrumental in the development of several groundbreaking games, including Half-Life, Counter-Strike, and Portal. He is also known for his contributions to the development of the Steam platform, which revolutionized the way games are distributed and played on PCs. Chapter 7. The Future. The future of video games is constantly evolving, with new technologies and innovations constantly pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Virtual reality is one of the most exciting developments in gaming, allowing players to immerse themselves in virtual worlds like never before. Artificial intelligence is also becoming increasingly important in game development, allowing for more realistic and dynamic gameplay. Video games have come a long way since their humble beginnings. From simple games played on oscilloscopes to immersive virtual worlds, video games have become a multi-billion-dollar industry and a beloved pastime for millions of people worldwide. The history of video games is a fascinating journey, filled with iconic characters, innovative technologies, and talented creators. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all my latest content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the channel.